Welcome back to my online video tutorial series. At the end of this video, you should know how to draw a rectangle using dynamic input in AutoCAD Architecture. It is important to know that drawing a rectangle in AutoCAD Architecture is somewhat different from drawing a rectangle in standard AutoCAD. See, for example, when you're drawing a rectangle in standard AutoCAD, once the dynamic input is on, once this is active, you're able to simply enter the start point and enter the X and the Y value. All right. The dynamic input allows the user to enter the X and the Y value for a rectangle. See, for example, this rectangle with dynamic input, you're able to enter the X and the Y value here. The X value is normally the horizontal one. The value that goes across is normally the X value. The value that runs from north to south or is vertical is the Y value. It's important to know that the value that is mentioned first, just like maths, X is normally first and Y is normally the second value. So let me activate the rectangle, the polygon or the rectangle command. So once I activate this, it says specify the first point. And for traditional or standard AutoCAD, you could simply enter. You will notice that as I move the cross here, you'll notice that that blue value changes. The blue value is the X. If I press the tab key, it switches from the X to the Y, from the first to the second, which is the Y value. If, for example, I wish to draw a rectangle with a value of, say, 5,000 by 6,000. If I enter 5,000, use either the comma or the tab key to switch from X to Y. So the first value is X, that's 5,000. Now let me enter 6,000, enter. And what you find happening is this. It doesn't align the way it should. So typically for the novel AutoCAD, in that case, what you would do, so it should have been here. In that case, we start here. The 5,000 should have been here. And the 6,000 should have been on this side, 6,000 here. But in this case, we end up with something like this. To solve that problem, please note that once you're using AutoCAD Architecture, you must enter the @ sign. That's a big difference, the @ sign. All right, so let's go again. I wish to draw a rectangle having a value, the X value of be it 6,000 or 5,000, and the Y value of 6,000. So I go back to rectangle, type REC, enter, REC, enter, or this icon. It then asks me to specify the first point. So I'll click here for the first point. The first thing to do is to enter the @ sign. So in this case, I hold down the shift and I press the @key. What that does, it takes the measurement from the first point that I click. So measurement is taken with reference to here. That. So from that, I can now enter my 5,000, 500, enter, 500, then tab to change, tab or comma to change from the X to Y value. Now I can enter my 6,000. 6,000, enter. And I now have my rectangle, which is drawn, which has a value, horizontal side of 6,000 and vertical side of 5,000 on the X and 6,000 on the Y. Very important. So that's pretty much. So again, if you're using AutoCAD Architecture to draw a rectangle by entering the dynamic input, you must use this method. However, there is another way in which you could do this in AutoCAD Architecture. You could go back to rectangle, click rectangle, where you specify the first point. And once you specify the first point, you would need to click dimension. Click dimensions. So you click here or type the first letter for dimension, then press the enter key. So it's either click on dimension or click D, enter. Click that. It will then also specify the first length, specify the length. The length is basically the first value or the X value. So in this case, we want the X value to be 5,000. So I type 5,000, enter. It will now ask me to specify the width. The width is the vertical or the Y value. In this case, I want it to be 6,000. So I type 6,000, enter. And there we have it. It will then give me a choice to generate this rectangle either to the left of the point that I clicked first or to the right or above or below. Yes, so here is the first point that I clicked. So I can left click on this side to draw a rectangle on that side, left click to the right to draw it there, left click down or left click above. So I left click there and we have the same rectangle there. So it's important to note again, it is important to note that drawing a rectangle by dynamic input, and again, dynamic input is a means of drawing a rectangle where you enter the length, enter the value for only two sides, the length and the width. All right. So that's pretty much all there is for it.